Today I will show you how I connect my looper with my modular, and then afterwards I will change the hi-hat samples of the looper, because the hi-hat samples now are 1 or 2 years old, and yeah, I want new hi-hat samples. So let's have a look how I do this. Before we sync the looper with the modular, the most important thing, of course, is to connect the sound. So the modular goes from here into the looper. And it's important to say that the kick goes separate to my mixer. So just into the mixer without any effect. And the second defam and the quadrantis form, they go to a bunch of effects. And then the end of the effect chain is the Electus Versio, and it has a left out and a right out, and they go to the input of the looper. So we have a short listen how that sounds. You can see I turned the effects on and off. So when I play live, I have these input effects always on. It's a low cut, then a delay and a phaser. Okay, now we come to the tempo sync part. So you only need a MIDI cable. So here it is. And for the modular, in my case, I use a module with an MIDI input. And then it's totally easy. You connect the MIDI cable from the out of the looper to the input of the MIDI module, and now it's connected. The MIDI module has a trigger out, and the trigger out goes to the sequencer, and the sequencer goes to each synth. Okay, so when I start the looper, the modules start to run. And when I stop, the modular also stops. And the last important step is that to have the modular and the looper in sync on the right beat, it's important to set the step to the last step. So here, for example, to step 8, and we do the same on the kick. So step 8, okay. And then you have to turn on run. So you have a red lamp. The quadrantis form also have a red lamp. So when the red lamp is on and you press play, the sequencer of the synth also starts to play. We now have a look on the hi-hats of the looper. The hi-hats I have recorded myself with Ableton. This is just a hi-hat sample from the internet, and the other is a compressed right sound from Ableton. And I used these two samples a lot for my live sets, sometimes together like this. I will show you how to record new samples or samples in general to the looper. Of course, you can sample the synths you have in front of you. That's the easiest way. For example, this sequence here. And the cool thing about this looper is that you not even have input effects, but also output effects. The first one is a slicer and the second one a filter with an LFO. Now I will show you how to record things from Ableton into the looper. Here you can see how I connected everything. You can stop the video if you want. And now I set every step to the last step and then I press play on Ableton. The reverb you hear is from the looper and also a little bit of compression. Now that I've tested the hi-hat sample with my modular, I set everything for recording. So I'm setting the steps on the right position, then press play in Ableton, and then finally press record on my looper. Okay, now I record the second hi-hat, or the right I mean, also 2 bars, and it's done. Together they sound also good, and I adjust the volume of the second sample. So now it's okay. The last thing I want to show you is that you can slow down and speed up the samples. You can do that in Ableton or in the looper.